about those chances you take, and if Stanleys take their chance, they win the game. Kaizer Chiefs lose. Now, a lot of you having an opinion about that Arsenal prediction that I put out. Trust me, I never put out predictions, ever. That's not my game. That's not my space. But now and again, you just feel the urge to put it out there. And I suppose Nick did catch me, got me in a little bit of a corner, but hey, you know what? You can do the same. Arsenal playing against Luton Town. That game happening tonight. Also, Brentford, who take on Brighton. Now, if you watch Brentford play against Manchester United, I've never seen a team that should have been about 5-0 up against Manchester United go on, concede a goal. We are talking about 90th minute stuff here. Concede. And when they've conceded, then Brentford say, oh, let's go get a goal. Then they get a goal in referee's optional time. That was a crazy game. But you know what? Brentford playing some beautiful football. Great team to watch. Brighton as well playing great football. Also another great team to watch. Man City play against Aston Villa. What are your predictions? Also on the local front. You tell me.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Mr. Marawa, I was watching Amazulu against Polokwane City yesterday at Moses Mabhida Stadium. Mr. Marawa, I won't lie to you, I wasn't happy with the performance of the team, especially since we were playing at home. And he was having a coach in a couple of weeks back, and I mentioned that his system is not working for us, Mr. Marawa, in terms of attacking. When you start with 5 defenders, that means that you are limiting your team to have more attacking options. I'm not a person who like to criticize, but I think the coach now needs to consider maybe other options in terms of his team selection or the system that he wants his team to play. I'm really not happy, Mr. Marawa. Thank you.
Yeah, not happy at all. And I understand why. Hey, people expecting a great deal from Amazulu. We'll talk about the local front. Chippa United will be taking on Cape Town Spurs. The Golden Arrows will play against SuperSport United. Swallows take on Orlando Pirates. And also GS Galaxy will play against Royal AM. Talk about Chippa United and Cape Town Spurs. You know what? While I'm predicting, I'll predict that Spurs will get 3 points.
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
All right, we've waited too long for this man to come into studio, so I'm not going to waste any more time because you know what, ladies and gentlemen, simply brace yourselves for an electrifying edition of MSW where passion meets prowess on the pitch. What am I talking about? Now, today, I suppose we are honored, though, to have a true titan of South African football. He's here gracing our airwaves from the age of 13, though, if you go way back. He's been a stickler for discipline, a disciplinarian of note. A hard worker, showcasing unwavering tenacity, as well as he's got such leadership skills as well. And those have elevated him to being the exceptional player that we talk about here today. But what truly sets him apart is his relentless spirit. Watch him on the field and you see it. A player, has had a solid game. If he's leaving a bandage on his head, hey, that bandage, my God, that has been at the wars and known for his rough tackles, the versatility that he does have as a defender, and also midfielder, compensating, though, for any weakness that anybody can come up with. But then I want to focus on the defensive part. A lot of people say that he's very soft-spoken. But hey, some of his friends who've been here tell me the exact opposite. But he's fiercely protective, though, of his team's goalposts. That's the one thing that you're not going to get right with him, is to try and go through. Let's not forget the bold move to join Mamelodi Sundowns. That was back in September 2020 when he made that bold move. Soon after the Highlands Park franchise. Remember, they had to be sold off. So many teams being sold off. Franchise is gone. That franchise became what we call today TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy, who today are playing against Royal AM, who were never Royal AM, but they were Bloemfontein Celtic at some point. Now Bloemfontein Celtic is no more. He's from the Free State. Hey, he knows about Bloemfontein Celtic. So, hey, teams that didn't exist to play against each other today. That is football in this country. We love it. That move alone kind of demonstrated his ambition, his determination as well to succeed. So get ready, be inspired. We delve into the soul-stirring saga of a football maestro. He's not retired yet. Trust me, he's got a long way to go. Mothobi Mvala. Bob, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Darob, and to all the listeners at home.
You were saying that, I was saying that, we were all saying that in the history of doing this show, on whatever platform, We have never had this moment. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't understand what.
I'm just saying, a moment where I can sit and interview you on a radio show before.
Yeah.
It's never
that's true.
happened.
Yeah, it's never happened. Yeah, that's true.
You would avoid me when you were at Highlands Park. Yeah?
Never.
Never.
Never that up.
But it's an honor, man, because it's been so beautiful watching you become the player that you've become now. And when you reflect back to all of those years and you made the decisions that you made to wear the jersey that you're currently wearing right now, how do you feel about some of those decisions you had to make?
I feel happy to play for one of the biggest team in Africa. It's Mamelodi Sundowns. It's an honor for me and privilege to wear this jersey. Comes with a lot of pressure, and a lot of expectations. And I'm just happy. And for the player that I am now, I think there's a lot of improvement from when I was at Highlands Park to where I am right now. Like, I think there's so much improvement. And I have to thank my head coach, Coach Rulani Mokoena, for putting a lot of work, like video sessions, we do a lot of corrections and try to improve each and every day. So, yeah, for me, overall, I'm happy.
It's different football that you play at Sundowns because you talk about the video sessions. Did you have video sessions at Highlands Park?
Yeah, we did.
But as intense, though.
But not like at Sundowns, to be honest. Well, Sundowns, you have to watch your own clips. After every game, you have to get your game and then watch the game, get the minutes, and you have to talk to the coach, rectify the mistakes that you did, and you get coaching and it tells you. At Sundowns, like, they pay too much attention on like details, your body position, like basics. And at Highlands it was different, and now at Sundowns it's something else.
But then you're not surprised the fact that Sundowns are this successful is because of that detail that in the past you didn't even bother about.
Yeah. Like, even when you get there, you find like the big players like our Tembazwani. When you get there, you find him in the gym. It's the first one in the ice bath, in the sauna. Like,
what's going on?
When you're just gonna go eat and then you see. If Temba can do it, you can also do it, and then that's why he's so successful in his career. And then all his energy rubs off to all of us in the team, and then you find all the players at Sundowns, and they are very supportive. If you are not playing, you make mistakes, they are always there. Even the ones that are not playing, Abu Riyad Peterson, Brian Oyango, they are very vital in the changing room, to support everyone in that team. We can see that that team, that's why it's so successful. It's not only the players who are in the field, but it's a collective effort, even the ones who are not playing,
But you're responsible for that. I mean, you mentioned Brian Onyango. He's had to fight you for a position. Rishni Derek, he's had to fight you for the position. Musa Libusa, So here's a guy who's come into the team that we all knew as this great midfield player, and now is a CD. So things have changed. The dynamic has changed, but you've adapted so quickly. What do you think has contributed towards you adapting into a positional change, but also making it yours for club and for country?
I think something that I always had in me, the hard work, always trying to adapt, listening to coach, whatever that the coach wants, it's about adapting quickly. And for me, playing the centre back, it was not new for me, actually. When I started, maybe in school, I used to score like a lot of goals. So I'll play striker at the back. Even when you play during break times, maybe 5 rand. So So if in a kinna cheating, I'll play the back because I don't want to lose my money, you know. And then if it's not my money, then I'll play up front. You know, I always had that thing in me. And then when the coaches spoke to me, then I think we had crisis first at the back. We had a lot of injuries. And then we didn't have a center back. And then they said, no, you're going to play center back. It was not new for me. You know, what was different was that like now the football is evolving now. The center backs are becoming playmakers now. You have to play. We start the build up at the back. And that was different, you know. And
you have to be versatile, ne?
Yeah, always.
Because you look at Kola Mlambo now is man of the match. He scored of the weekend. He scored again 2 yesterday.
Linda,
sorry. Linda. Yeah. So Linda's become something that nobody expected. I even said to his coach after the game, I'm like, what's going on here? You know, because what do we expect we're not seeing? And I think it's catching out the opposition. Do you believe, though, that happens with you? Because you were scoring so many goals. It's Kukun.
Yeah, talents.
At Highlands. And all I'm trying to say is that change, again, means that the opposition who've studied you are now seeing a different proposition, a different Mvala in front of them.
Yeah.
How good or bad is that for you?
I think, like I said, it's all about like the time and the dedication, you know, that I put on my work. You know, being coachable, listening to coaches, watching, analyzing my games, and then getting the support that I get from my teammates, like the guys that you mentioned, Bob Brian, Musa.
Yes.
You know, our competition it's a very healthy competition because you understand whoever that get a chance to play, they didn't choose themselves. It's the coach that chose them. And then our coach always say, if you have problems, you must go to him and talk to him. You know, and for me, it's all about hard work, you know, and then trying to improve in each and every game and try to do my best. I think that's what helps me to play the way I play right now.
Any other person would probably have given up, because I've read other interviews that you've given where people talk about the fans and the impact they've had to your game, whether negatively or so on. Was there would have been a negative energy towards you coming to the club simply because people had not watched you play at Highlands before. They'd only see you when you play against the Chiefs or Pirates or Sundowns, but after that they don't really watch you. How have you been able to withstand, though, some of the criticism against you?
I think it came at the right time, whereby I was at the age where I understand these things, they happen in football. You know, people always talk. Obviously, we live in a free country whereby anyone can say anything that they want. And all those things, they didn't bother me that much, as long the team welcomed me well, and then the coach told me what they want and what they don't want. That was important to me, and getting the advices from the senior players, you know, that was important to me. And I was focusing on myself, not on social media, because I'm someone I'm not too much on social media. And then the support that I got from my family, my mom, it's what pushes me.
How's the head doing, man? Find out after the break.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Boxers who were approved to fight for titles, but they are coming from a loss. To fight for a title, you must either be coming from a draw or from a win. Under whose watch is this mess taking place? You are an embodiment of a rotten apple emerging out of a rotten tree. There was no need for Mandla to sign that letter.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights. your nights.
Hey Marawa, Mkumbi Kumalolo. In Mvala, if there's one thing that we need to learn as human beings is that you wait for the opportunity. You wait for your time. And when that happens, you take it with both hands. Here's a guy that played for an unfancied Highlands Park. He played and he scored goals. Very effective. You never knew what position he played, and yet he was very effective. He moved over to Sundowns. People were saying, this is a misfit. He shouldn't be playing for Sundowns. Sundowns is a big team, and he was just an ordinary player. And yet again, he proved everyone wrong. He waited for his time, and waiting for his time meant that he may not play as a midfielder. He took an opportunity to play as a central defender, and he took his opportunity when it was presented to him. And he played very well, very, very well. Not only did he do that at Sundowns, when he was called up by Hugo Bros, a lot of people frowned upon his national call-up, and they said, again, we don't know what this guy is doing there. He took his opportunity there, and he played very well. I mean, if there's one thing that we need to learn from this guy is that his tenacity, his endurance, his focus, he knows what he's good at, and he knows, I think he does understand what he's not good at. And he put his best foot forward, and that's Mvala for you. All that I want to say is that we really appreciate you, Baba. You're doing a great job. Wherever you are, you do exactly as you are tasked to do. Well done. Great player. Great player.
Mkumbi Kumalo, thank you so much indeed. I can't argue with that. Great player. Hey, what goes through your mind, Mothobi Mvala, when you hear somebody saying those kind of words to you?
Firstly, I would like to say, thank you very much for those encouraging words. They really humbles me. It's always nice to hear that there are people who appreciate you, who love what you do, who support you. Just want to say, thank you very much, and then they must keep on supporting me and the rest of my team.
I love that. I love the confidence that's coming through. I mean, he made a reference to Hugo Broos. He made a reference to how people criticized Hugo Broos when he selected you for Bafana Bafana for the first time. And just before we went to the Africa Cup of Nations, I think one of the famous words that Hugo Broos said was something along the lines of the fact that he would rather take an injured Mvala, and leave a fully fit Kulu. That's it. Those are the words I remember. But when a national team coach who's won the Africa Cup of Nations with, Cameroon back in 2017 gets to say those words about you, what does Mvala say in response?
Also, it's always nice when you have the coach that believes in you, Coach Hugo, you can see that the squad that he selects, he believes in everyone that he chooses. And then I'm happy that one of the players that he believes in, and obviously you've seen me when I play for my team and in training sessions that whatever that I do, I give my all, and don't want to say a lot of things because now,
no, man. No, but give us a perspective though. You're very close to, I suppose, every player that's selected to the national team, I would imagine, is close to the coach. You've been coached by many different people, whether it was Steve Hopt back then in the days of the academy, taking you across, Highlands. We've talked about ODG, Owen Dagama, being a coach. Now you flip over to Mamelodi Sundowns. Current coach is Rulani Mkwena. He's probably been the oldest and maybe the wisest coach who's coached you. But what do you make of his tactics? What do you make of how he handles players?
I think he let us to be free, he give us, he motivates us, and he believes in us, I think the player of my caliber, I fitted well in his in his style of play. He needed someone like me in his team, And he's the coach that who wants to win, and then he sees things before they happen. You know, I remember the game against Liberia in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
We were leading 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. We went to halftime leading 2-0, and you know, like South Africans, like when we lead 2-0, we think now we're over them. Now we keep in the ball.
Yeah,
and then halftime, he said to us, you know, if we keep on doing this, these people, they want to come back. And it happened.
Yes.
You know, that was the first time I saw Coach Hugo angry. You know, he didn't talk to us. He started to talk to us in Liberia because after the game, we went to a hotel. Then in the morning, we had to catch a flight to Liberia.
Yeah.
That's when he started to talk to us, and he said, guys, we need to win this game for the coach. You know, because you can see, like, he didn't talk to us, and then it's the first time seeing him being like this. You know, this guy has believed in us, has given us a chance to play for Bafana Bafana, you know. And we did well. That game was not easy in Liberia, but we won it. I think that was the toughest game for Bafana. For us to qualify for AFCON, that game was
away from home.
Away from home.
Yeah.
In that weather, it was very hot.
But he gave you silent treatment. I mean, it's almost like going on a hunger strike and saying, what are you going to do, guys? Because I'm your coach, but I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
And you know what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
We had to fight,
Right, Nkwali Umkhulu on X, on Twitter, asking, you know, is the YouTube channel down? Hey, you know what? You'll watch it. It's being recorded. Sorry about that, Nkwali, but you can catch it, though. It will be put up, and you'll be able to watch this interview exclusively. As we went into the break, I asked this gentleman of the game about the head injuries he gets. It seems a lot of you share the same sentiments.
Good evening, Robert. This is the man. On Mvala, Robert, this is one player who gives 200% effort in the field of play. And it took him just a while to adapt to Sundowns' style of play. Nonetheless, Robert, on the issue of his forehead injuries, I don't know how he succeeds and what is the injury all about? Vala, maybe you can share with us, because some of us, you know, feel pity for you when there's a bandage around your head. Nonetheless, good player, strong, Robert, and he has a big heart. I remember scoring an own goal, but that never brought him down. Keep on fighting, Mthovi. Sandawana for life.
Sandawana for life. I'll give him a chance to respond, though.
Good evening, Robert Marawa, and your guest, Mothobi, Mr. Bandage Mvala. Rob, one question. Can please Mothobi Mvala elaborate to us what is going on with his head? He's always in the thick of things, Rob, especially with his head. I've never ever seen Mothobi Mvala being injured on his foot or his hamstring or what. The only time I see Mothobi Mvala is with a bandage on his head. So I'm afraid when the guy grows up, he will be mentally disturbed because of those injuries he continues to get on his head. Thank you, Rob.
Oh, the neurologist here. Hey, the doctor saying he'll be mentally disturbed. What a crazy comment. But I suppose he says that jokingly. We all know that if you're not bandaged in white, you're bandaged in red. If you're not bandaged in red, you're bandaged in something. That's been you. That's been your game.
Yeah, like, you know, like, this thing, like, every time maybe when I clash with someone's head, maybe, you know, I get a cut, you know, I bleed quick, man. Yeah.
Hey, are you on blood thinners? Why you bleed so quick?
I don't know. And it didn't start. It didn't start now. It started when I was still playing for Pere Albion under Coach Steve Hopt. I used to get a lot of cards, and now, you know, you play for Sundowns. Like now, it's a war. Every game is a cup final, you know, and you can't back off, you know.
And what's the most number of stitches you've had to your head?
I don't know.
You don't know. I suppose you're a bit dizzy at that time. You know what I mean?
No. Funny enough, after getting those cuts, I don't get dizzy or maybe concussion. No. It's just cuts.
Yeah. Cut, you bandage, and you carry on.
I carry on.
You know what it is? It's gonna sound crazy, but you know what? All it says, sir, you're a cut above the rest.
Bro, you've got my player there. You've got my player. Rob, as you were talking about the head, I think maybe you should consider wearing that rugby gear or rugby hat so that at least he can avoid those bandages each and every game. Kanyile Ntembisa. Sharp, Rob.
Kanyile, thank you so much indeed. Kind of a Cheslin Colby kind of look. Bandage. Have a Peter Cech kind of, I mean, you haven't suffered a severe injury from what I can remember to your head to require you to wear one of those protective gears, no?
Nah, no. And this thing of these cuts, you know, even my mom, before the game, would be like, Papa, bandage.
Not again.
Yeah. She gets so worried. But I always tell her, it's not something big. Not something big. I don't know, maybe it's my skin or something. You know, maybe my skin is soft.
Which products are you advertising? Which,
Nothing.
Oh, about soft skin, matter. Shigaga on Twitter says that I am still in awe of the technical and tactical discipline that Mvala together with Ukekana sustain whenever they play, be it for country or the sky. He says, we are proud of the work that Mothobi does and just his skills. He says he just kills it with being very humble on face of such fame. Same as Grant. How do you keep this together? I know that when you go home, you go back to Tunisian, people are excited, take photos, happens anywhere around the country. Hey, but one thing I've got to give you is how consistent and consistently humble you've remained throughout your entire journey, whether you are Bafana or no Bafana, Sundowns or no Sundowns. What is it?
I'm just focused, you know, put my mind in the game because you don't want to be big-headed.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we have arrived, you know, because someone can just come in and take a position like that. Cause I don't want to lose my focus.
Yeah.
You know, want to always put my mind in the game, stay in the game. You know, when I get a chance, watch my games, analyze my game, and then try to improve. Watch the games, England games. You know. And try to learn from them because you can see that this football is moving very fast. You know,
who do you admire from the England game? I know that your coach loves watching Brighton. I'm sure he'll be a bit confused tonight because Man City are playing. Also, Brighton are playing as well. So I don't know which one he's going to watch.
He loves De Zerbi.
Yeah, Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah.
But for you, who's that one player? Let's talk about the EPL or the Premier League.
Yeah, I think Luis Dunk is one of the centre backs that I admire, and also love Gabriel.
Yes.
From Arsenal. Yeah, very strong. Yeah.
He gave Haaland a tough time.
A very tough time.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a nice ball.
But that was you, though.
It was a nice ball. Yeah. No, he was on top of him. Yeah.
No, he sorted him out on the weekend.
He sorted him out. Yeah, he put him in his pocket. Yeah.
Sure, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about putting in the pocket. Friday, Yanga are in the country.
Yeah.
They hopped on a bus. They had a breakdown from OR Tambo. I'm not saying he must be a mechanic, though.
Okay.
I just want you to fix things on the field.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happened away in Tanzania. We're not going to get into the details of that. You're the kind of team that has beaten some of the top teams on the continent. How do you visualize the game on Friday?
I think it's going to be a tough game because I think they're going to come to us with everything that they have. You can see that they are very motivated. Even when we played them at their home, you could see that they wanted something. Although they were sitting too deep, we were the team that needed to come with solutions. So coming to our home ground, we know we're going to have our supporters. They're going to push us, and then we're going to go to them. We're going to give our best. We're going to try to win the game. We have to give the game to them, and I think it's going to be an amazing game for the spectators, for everyone to watch. It's going to be a nice game.
Nice game. And I love that because they are just as ambitious as Sundowns. Obviously, the track record of Sundowns does put a bit of spark into the game, and I think we're all looking forward to a great match. Just remind the listeners of something they might not know. The next time you're going to step into the studio, and this is an agreement we signed off air between you and I. Sure. The next time you come into the studio for a full hour would be when?
After winning the Champions League.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. Marawa live on 947.